You know, I've been playing guitar for more than 50 years, and I've been teaching at Berkeley for more than 25 years. And so the ideas about how to improvise, how to think about improvisation, what to practice, that's something that's been on my mind for a long time. And, in particular, I think what I've always been interested in is to be able to convey to other people what I'm thinking about when I'm improvising. And that's a bit like herding cats, because when I'm improvising, I feel like I'm not thinking, especially when I'm doing my best improvisation. I feel like I'm not thinking about it, and I'm just telling a story. But at the same time, I am thinking about some things. There are some technical things that you kind of have to really get so much together that they're integrated into your playing. But at the same time, there needs to be some mile markers along the way, so that you have some sense of direction. And that was where I came up with the idea of target notes. So when I'm improvising, and especially if there's a few chords going by, what I like to think about is that when I get to this chord, I'm going to try to land on this note. And then once I get to that new chord, I'm just going to go from there. But when I get to the next chord, I'm thinking about what I'm going to land on for the next note, for the next chord after that. Hopefully what that does is that gives the improvisation somewhat of a sense of direction. Now, of course, like anything, what will happen is if you think too much one way, then your playing starts to lack depth. So that's something I wanted to convey in this introduction. One way I like to think about it is that if you're a right fielder in a baseball team, of course, one of the things you need to be able to do is you need to be able to throw the ball really far. But more importantly, you need to be able to throw the ball really far, but also make a snap decision about whether you're going to throw the ball to the shortstop, to the third baseman, to the second baseman, or maybe either the pitcher or the first baseman. And that depends on where the runner is and whether or not you think the runner is going to get to a certain base at a certain time. So once you make that decision, then you have to be able to throw the ball in a way where either the shortstop, the third baseman, second baseman doesn't have to move, because you've thrown the ball far and accurate. So if we bring this back to guitar playing, one of the things I like to do is I've already made a decision about what note I'm going to land on in the next chord long before I get there. And hopefully what that does is that it makes the phrasing that I do seem like it naturally wants to land on that note, because that's where I'm heading towards. So not only do I know what the scales are, but I also know what note I'm heading towards. So that's the basic idea.